You're listening to the Mobcast Network.
Welcome to My Star Wars Life, a look at news, reviews, and other happenings from a galaxy far, far away. Here are your hosts, Scotty and JD.
Hello there. It's Obi Wan days. I'm sorry we've been late. It's been COVID and schedules got crazy. You got COVID for like the 10th time?
Third, yeah, I was about to say
Jesus.
third, yeah.
But like, I had it, but it was a cough.
Right.
Like, so I wasn't like I've had COVID in my head
Right.
one time where I was like super sick.
Right.
The first time, I assume I had it because that's what a doctor said.
Well, the
Like
doctor-
after the fact, he
Right.
said that was the symptoms of
COVID.
whatever the second strain was,
Right.
but it skipped off me like a rock on the pond.
Right.
And then this one was just a cough, which I'm still like have a lingering
Right.
throat issues from a week and a half later. But
Man. It's
But
got
I
that-
felt great. I had all the energy, and there's nothing worse than being cooped up in your house
With all the
for
energy.
a week with all this energy and nothing you can do because all of my projects are up here at the store.
Right.
Yep.
Like, I was like... I
Goodness.
could only watch Obi-Wan so many times.
That's true.
Yep.
I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by our COVID-proof Jedi Master
Hello.
and our Jedi Knight over here, our producer.
General Kenobi.
No, you're not General Kenobi.
No,
We tell
I'm
you this
General
every
Grievous
week.
because I'm yelling at General
I know.
Kenobi.
It's like I'm introducing
Why are
his
you
name.
bringing up old shit?
He's within the realm.
Because that's usually my
I know,
response.
usually. When you're over there.
He's been over here all
Yeah, I've been here
season
more,
for
yeah.
this.
I know, but I don't remember him General Kenobiing from that side of the table.
I probably haven't.
I
but
think you have.
I think I've done it once.
I think I want to go back. All right, so we're sorry for our very late review of Obi Wan Kenobi Part 6. It's a very late review, but that's coming.
It was good. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Peace out.
If you haven't seen it yet, then where have
Where
you
you
been?
Where you been?
Spoiler warning?
Before we get to that, I got some business to take care of. So if you want to subscribe and like us on any podcast app, we're on everything. Please do that. That will be helpful. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/MyStarWarsLife. You can watch our smiling faces on YouTube at youtube.com/MopcastNetwork. And we're on TikTok at Mopcast on TikTok.
Yeah.
I've made like 6 of them. So...
And they've been getting some views.
I know, and people are following me, and what's been really great is people have been following us from TikTok and subscribing to the YouTube page.
Nice.
Growth.
So the OnlyFan thoughts had a good business model.
Model, right?
TikTok, my covered
Boobies.
Go watch my naked
Boobies.
boobies. Not the same, but in
Well,
theory,
here
the same.
here's a clip of the show. Go
Right.
watch the full show here.
But if you'll go subscribe to us, we'll find some naked boobies for you somewhere, if that's your thing.
I mean,
you know.
apparently there's one on the videos in the
There-
video somewhere. In
there's
the
a
channel.
naked Stephanie in one of our videos. Go find it.
I feel like that's a trap.
How so? She's over it. She's of
No,
age.
like it's there's
I was about
not
to-
one.
I was-
It's just they're gonna now watch every video through and be like,
No,
mad at the end.
No, would not lie. There is a naked Stephanie in one of the videos. I won't tell you which one, but she'll tell you. We'll probably say this the same thing on the cult show.
Yeah.
For this week's cult show. Just there's one. She's naked in it.
Okay.
I got Steph naked for a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So before we get,
Who apparently it wasn't very hard. She was like, "All right, whatever for the art."
but I mean, it's Stephanie, so I'm not
Right.
surprised.
No, Stephanie gives no fucks, and that's what's great about her.
Yeah.
She's just
Right.
like, "Let's do it."
That's more of where I meant by that. Yeah. Before we get into the review, I guess, do we want to talk about news?
Sure. If you've we got the news, let's do the news.
Skeleton Crew started filming.
Yes. That's Jude Law's show.
Yeah, Jude Law show Dumbledore
Yeah.
teaching Jedi.
Which, honestly, after watching Secrets of Dumbledore, I'm more excited about it because I actually thought he was the best part of Secrets of Dumbledore because it wasn't the best movie.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be
Right, but he
two started the
but
trend of
that actually
Fantastic
showed me
Beasts is
more
going down.
of Jude Law's acting than most things I've ever seen him.
Isn't there a problematic guy in that?
Yeah, it's Ezra Miller.
Oh, Ezra
who
Mi-
is still on the run, I think. Or did they catch him?
Nah, I heard.
If
Ezra
he's on
Miller's
the run, they're never catching him. He's really fast, I see.
Ezra Miller's in those movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a secret Dumbledore.
He's Credence.
Yeah, he's Credence, who turns out in the second film to be a secret
Is there a
Dumbledore.
Clearwater in Revival?
He does clear some things, but mostly it's debris and buildings in New York. In
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah, and then the second one, it's
He
more,
does have a little bit of a revival, I guess, in this last one.
Yeah, but yeah, last time I checked, he's on the run.
So, I don't think the Jedi thing has
Or
been.
they're on the run, I
I don't
should
think
say.
the Jedi thing has been confirmed.
For Skeleton Crew?
For Skeleton, yeah, he's like, no, there are totally Jedi in Dumbledore. I know, I just confused Caleb. I didn't think that was confirmed. I thought that was just a rumor. I've also heard it's like
All we know is that it is in the Mando era.
right, but I thought it was like from what I've heard. I don't know where.
And
I
it
heard
will focus on children.
Yeah. I knew it was focusing on kids, but it's like they're on stuck on a ship or
Yeah,
there's a ship.
I'm reading the synopsis on
But I didn't know if they were-
Wikipedia. It says Lost in Space. So
I didn't think it were Jedi. So
I would imagine Jedi just because why set it in this era? Why?
I want little kid smugglers. Like Jude. It'd be great if it's like
Oh, yeah, I could
Oliver.
watch that.
That's what I was just gonna say.
I could watch
what if
that.
it's Oliver?
Oliver in space.
I mean,
and Jude Law's like.
I'm not against it.
I mean, it's not my very favorite version of Oliver. Do you know what my favorite version of Oliver
If
is?
you don't say Oliver and Company,
Right.
I'm walking right
Yeah.
the fuck out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking at my Billy Joel
Yeah,
friend.
Billy Joel.
Yeah, like,
'Cause
why should I worry?
I was gonna if you didn't say Oliver and Company.
So I got a question.
And you got Keach.
You got
I know you're a big Billy Joel fan, and this has nothing to do with Star Wars.
You're right.
Where does why should I worry rank in your?
Oh, it's top 10.
Oh, easy.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah,
that
easy.
song.
I think as a kid for me, I think that's my gateway into Billy Joel. Like I'd heard Billy Joel before, but I think like when I became a fan when I heard that in like '89,
So here's what's funny for me.
'88, where it was.
Oliver and Company came out.
I think it was
Love that movie.
88.
Right? Between Cheech and the guy playing Dodger, who I
Right.
had no idea that was Billy Joel.
Right.
Yep.
Until
And then you got
3 years after I became a giant fan after going to the Stormfront concert in like '89, right? I went to the concert and realized that he sang all these other songs that I liked because We Didn't Start the Fire had come out.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm 12 in '89. We're 12
Right.
in '89, and I said he came to Syracuse, and I was like, "Can we go see him?" And my parents were like, "Sure." I mean, that's not Metallica. Absolutely, we can
Yeah.
go, right?
So was that your
yeah.
first concert?
That was the first concert I chose to go to.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They took me to Burt Bacharach, like
No shame in that.
well,
Burt wrote like all these great songs, so there's
Yeah.
no shame
but
in that.
and I only remember that because I remember Raindrops.
Right.
But
Falling on my head. Butch Cassidy's on his skin.
so we went to that, and after I remember being shocked that he played "We Didn't Start the Fire" like the fourth song into the concert.
Right.
And in my 12-year-old brain, a person's most famous song comes last.
Right.
Yeah.
And I could not figure out why in the hell his most famous song was
To this
fourth.
12-year-old was
To
like
this 12-year-old who had
no
who
idea.
had 2 albums to his name that weren't Disney albums. He had this, which was the second album he'd ever bought.
Right.
And his Belinda Carlisle "Heaven Is a Place on Earth" was the first one because she
Like-
was pretty on the cover.
Yeah.
So I couldn't understand why his most famous song was fourth. And then enjoying the rest of the concert, people are going crazy, lighters are going crazy, and then he leaves. And I was like, okay. And my parents were like, you got to wait. There's usually an encore.
Yep.
I was like, okay. And he comes back on it and does another. I think he did New York State of Mind.
Right.
I was like, I don't know that song. Great. At that point, he goes off again. He comes back on for another encore, and he does. I don't remember. Probably scenes from Italian Restaurant.
Right.
And then he leaves, and I was like, "Are we done?" He's like, "My parents were like, no, there's got to be one more encore." And sure enough, like 5 minutes later, after 5 minutes of standing, hollering,
Screaming, right.
cheering,
Yeah.
he comes back out, and the opening, and Piano Man starts, and I went, oh, he sings a song.
Also, he sings Piano Man for his encore. That's bold.
Yeah.
That's bold.
Well, on the Stormfront tour,
I mean,
yes.
yeah.
It's bold.
Yeah.
It's bold.
But
but
yeah,
that's Billy Joel.
I also remember really being very upset during that song. Again, 12.
Yeah.
Right.
He didn't even sing the whole thing. because every time the chorus came out, the
Audience
audience
sang
sang it.
Yeah, because you get that audience participation.
Because it sing us the song,
Right.
You're the Piano Man. So you want to talk about bold,
Right.
looking back at it, man, that's even more oof. Because literally thousands of people are telling him to sing us the song.
So similar, one of my favorite things about a Pearl Jam concert is that Eddie Vedder will, the band will start Better Man, and Eddie will just hold out the microphone, and the audience sings the first verse.
Really?
And it's like, and I've heard many bootlegs and many of concerts because it's my favorite band.
Right.
And like, there's one from Brazil where there's like 90,000 Brazilians singing Better Man, and it's chilling for thinking 90,000 people are singing your song.
Yeah.
And this is a song he wrote like when he was like in high school that carried her until he got to put it on their third album. And so it's just like the emotional high from that. And like, I'm not even Eddie Vedder, but like I'm feeling it for him, the empathy out of
Right.
it. So, and it's not one of my favorite songs, but I'm but I'm always excited to hear it at a show because it's that audience participation stuff to it. So I always like that kind of stuff. Bare Naked Ladies I saw them recently, and they have a song called "Gonna Walk," and they do a call and response back for the chorus, and this the funnest thing in the world. It made me love that song.
Cool.
I knew it going in, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I love that concert. Going, this is the greatest song ever. So I'm like, I'm looking for a karaoke version. Speaking of karaoke, if no one's heard JD sing Billy Joel karaoke, it's amazing.
Yeah.
He's great. It's great. So me
Yeah.
and JD are huge karaoke guys.
Right.
So
But Oliver and Company just has a lot of good
God, Oliver
memorable
Company's so
people.
good.
Like, you got Dom DeLuise.
Dom DeLuise.
You got
is
Bette
great.
Midler.
Yeah.
Roscoe Lee Brown.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a who's who.
Cheech Marin.
Richard Mulligan.
I mean,
Richard Mulligan from Empty Nest.
Robert.
yeah, but I
Robert
like
Loggia.
her also in
Robert Loggia. The Loggia. My favorite Robert Loggia movie is Over the Top. He's the villain in Over the Top.
dumbest premise ever. What if we did this and just did this?
Right.
But when you do this, you do this.
Yeah, you can turn the hat back. Yeah, I don't know. Just like I turned my head back. He's like a
He
machine.
has a new have you seen? He's got a new show coming.
Yeah, it's got it's a mob show. Tulsa.
But it's by the dude that did Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Which
Taylor Sheridan.
That tells you
who's-
it's going to be good.
He's
Have you seen Yellowstone?
prolific.
It's on my list still.
See,
but
I've not. Have you seen Yellowstone?
Yes.
My dad's watched it though. and-
Yeah, every dad's watched it. It's like a dad show.
Yeah, it's a dad
right.
show.
I just write on.
But see, it is. But I'm not like the normal. I gotta go hunting dad.
Right.
It's still like it is.
Well, even
so
yeah.
everybody, there's always the joke that like wrestling isn't
Hold on-
fake. It's
hold
just
on real
male
quick.
suits.
I have to just remind everyone that this is a Star Wars podcast.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen each other.
Yeah,
yet.
we talk about what we feel
again,
like.
again, spoilers. If they don't know we tangent by now,
Don't worry, we'll
Well, we got
We'll
to get new
circle
TikTok
back.
people in. I'm just trying.
so Yellowstone isn't so like well we were talking about people. The joke was wrestling was male soap opera.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Right.
It is in an essence a soap opera.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is so well done
Mm-hmm.
and well written and well shot that you don't think about it.
Right.
But there's
I mean,
it's like it's just laden with drama for this poor family.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're just but they're also power hungry but disguise it as keeping their land. Like it's insanely good.
Yeah, I need to watch it. There's no reason I haven't. I like Taylor Sheridan. One of my favorite movies, like top 10 easy, is Sicario.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sicario is so good. I've watched it like a lot in the last month.
But you can skip the second one.
No, the second one's not bad. It's he wrote it. Didn't
Yeah. It's
it-
just not as good.
it's fine. I want a third one because of it because it ends. It's got a
It
badass
ends-
ending.
It ends
Got a
well.
badass ending.
The third act
and I like
is
Josh
really
Brolin
strong.
in it too, but the third act's really strong in it. So, the middle act's not great, but it's still it's good.
Yeah.
I like it better than Wind River, which is the third in that trilogy,
Oh yeah.
because it's Sicario From Hell to High Water, which is amazing if you've not seen it. That's Chris Pine and his brother are bank robbers.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Stealing money to pay back the loan on their homestead. So they're only robbing from the bank that has the loan, and it's Jeff Bridges is trying to catch them. It is so damn good. And his brother's the guy who played Angel in Is it the third X-Men? Yeah, the third X-Men or second X-Men. Whatever X-Men, there's angels in it.
It's the third one.
The guy that was the bad guy in not 310. Is it 310?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
what,
and yeah.
which one was Russell Crowe?
310
Yeah.
The young kid.
Yeah.
Wasn't he also recently in that show that you have me watching?
What show? I'm having show.
He actually plays a young Kevin Costner in Yellowstone.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Cool.
One episode.
Yeah.
In a flashback.
I'm working on it.
What show am I getting you watch?
We can't talk about that here.
Isn't that Ben Foster?
Yeah, Ben Foster.
And he's in something.
Is he under the Banner of Heaven?
Yeah. He's one of the brothers.
Have you seen Under the Banner of Heaven?
I've watched the first episode or two. It's slow.
Yeah, but it's good
It's
though.
good.
Does it get really good?
Yeah.
Did you watch True Detective on
No.
HBO? If you like True Detective's great. The first season's amazing.
I need to because Daddario. But
Because True Detective has
Oh, sorry, Sam Worthington. I got the wrong.
Yeah, I think Worthington was in it because but True Detective is McConaughey and Woody Harrelson,
Yeah.
and it's great.
Yeah.
And Under the Banner of Heaven is that, but with Mormons,
Right.
and it's
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield's amazing in it.
yeah,
Just
Danny and I sat down and I think we watched the first 2 episodes and we're still just going, what?
yeah, just stick with it. It's only
It's-
like 8 episodes and it's
Yeah.
great.
And you got Marcus Wright versus Captain America.
Right.
Wyatt Russell, Captain America.
Wyatt Russell's in it, and it's
Yeah, he is.
like as you start unraveling the crazy ass mystery that the Mormons have got going on, it's and like they do flashbacks back like to Brigham Young and
Yep.
Yep.
I did.
all that, but they keep doing that stuff, and it's
Okay.
like holy like
And of course-
after I'm done, I'm like cult.
And of course, after
Like
watch-
all religion,
yeah.
cult.
And of course, after watching that Netflix thing, that even adds more for me.
Right, so seriously,
Speaking of weird flashbacks, have you been watching Miss Marvel?
no,
I have it.
here's great.
Yes, and then, huh?
I'm interested. I'm curious to see where this is going. I like.
Got it.
I like where it's going, but I want to see more of it.
If the last few
Before
Star Wars shows haven't taught me anything, it's trust the process.
Right.
So we got one more show, I think, for the process to finish. Comes out Wednesday.
Yeah, because what? This was episode 5.
Yeah. So we got one more.
I-
I've really enjoyed it, and even though
So
this
they're
last
definitely
episode
taking,
made me go, "What?" It was still a good episode.
So they're definitely taking liberties from the comic.
Absolutely. From what I understand, I've
They completely removed any reference of her being an Inhuman.
never read it.
Yeah,
She is now
because it's been kind of tainted.
without. I don't know if it's a spoiler to say what she is.
What is she?
She's, in case it is a spoiler.
Yeah.
Spoiler warning. She is part Jinn.
Okay.
Which they call them the what do they call themselves? 'Cause they're not calling themselves
Baba had 40 thieves.
Jinn. No,
They're called the Clandestines.
clandestines.
That's basically their group.
Man, I wish Robin Williams was alive. They could have cast him
Yeah.
in that as like our mentor. I'd have been like eating that up.
Well, it turns out that the rest of the Jinns are the bad guys.
Yeah. Jins and story tends to be dicks. So-
yeah.
Yeah. And so they're part of. They got this group called the Clandestine. They're trying to basically return home, but returning home would also destroy Earth.
of course, I am kind of on a Marvel Cinematic Universe burnout,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Hey,
and I have looked at Phase 4 as kind of
and
meh.
I've discussed this in group chats. I view Phase 4 as kind of the start of them more comic book-fying.
Sure,
where you pick and choose what you want to watch based on what characters you like,
But-
and you can still get the overall.
But my
story.
problem with that is that that's not how they trained us for 10 years. to
No,
do.
it's not. It's
and,
not.
And so they're like trying to break that training, and so it's like, no, we're trained to watch everything. You've
Right.
trained us to
I
watch
mean,
everything.
I'll still watch everything, but not
Right.
everybody will.
Yeah,
and
and-
that's fine.
And so, I mean, I will get to Ms. Marvel. I didn't finish Moon Knight, and I was kind of, I did see Thor: Love and Thunder. You two haven't, so no big spoilers. But I liked it. It was fine. But I think Marvel has had a big issue since Endgame is that they haven't had a punch since the end of that movie, and so every movie except Eternals have been fine, and but I've not been excited to see any of them again. Like I left Endgame and Infinity War and Civil War like holy shit, I need to see this movie again.
Right.
I'm excited to see it
Right,
again.
right.
But I'm just like,
not even Spider-Man.
No, not even Spider-Man. Spider-Man was fine. I liked it.
I want to see Spider-Man again, and I'm upset that
I
it's
will.
not dropping until the 15th, and then it drops on Stars.
Yeah, Stars.
Well, that's because Sony's still
right.
Yes, Stars on it. So got to get that Star. So get Stars.
I have it.
Okay, because otherwise, I would.
I mean,
This will air tomorrow. So we're recording on Sunday. This airs on Monday. Which is Prime Day.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it should be like 99 cents for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but that's what usually they do on Prime Day. You get 3 months for $1.
Yeah.
Or
What
$1
makes
a month.
tomorrow Prime Day?
It's whatever
Is it just
Amazon feels like.
Arbitrary.
It's
It's
more
very-
than once a year. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it's very arbitrary.
They
It's
just
whatever.
like whatever Amazon wants. Jeff
It's
Bezos
probably
wants to
their
make some money.
Yeah.
They probably got an algorithm that tells them, hey, this day would be good to
Good.
make everything cheaper.
Stupid Amazon.
I'm trying to buy a TV this week. That's what I'm looking to do. Let's get to the
Yeah,
movie.
let's get to it. Yeah, we.
All right, now on the real podcast.
So Obi Wan Part 6 has written and directed by the same people. Has all the same people in it, with the exception of additions of Bonnie Plessy as a Beru Lars. Joel Edgerton is back as Owen Lars. Simone Kessel has a brief appearance as Brea Organa, and Ian McDermott shows up for a minute as the Emperor.
As Greedo's dad.
I would pay to see that. All right. So here we go with the show. On Tatooine, a wounded Reva is asking and threatening people for information about a farmer named Owen Lars. Man, she is going to be pissed when she found out she had him a few episodes in her clutches. Back in space, the Imperial Star Destroyer Devastator is chasing the past freighter transport in space. Roken tells the passengers that their hyperdrive is shot and orders power to be redirected to the rear deflector shields. Roken tells Obi-Wan that the ship's motivator is shot. Nothing like a depressed starship with no motivation. Hey, buddy, come on. I need you to help us get to Tessin. Ship's like, I don't feel like it. I don't have any motivation. Well, how about not dying? Not dying seems like good motivation. Maybe. Obi-Wan realizes that Vader is after him for like the 10th time, and so decides he will leave the ship and drive Vader off so Roken and the others can escape. It's not like Vader can hop on a shuttle and chase Obi-Wan and send the Star Destroyer to hunt down the others. Obi-Wan orders Haja Estri to get Leia to Alderaan. Obi-Wan has his goodbye moment with Leia, and then he is gone. Hey, look, Vader chases him along with the Star Destroyer. We didn't see that coming. The Grand Inquisitor is all like, dude, seriously, this isn't a good idea. And Vader tells him to go basically to suck it, and they've got to kill Kenobi. As you wish. On Tatooine, Owen is taking Luke shopping, and another dude is like, Owen, this crazy chick is looking for you. So Owen goes back to the homestead to deal with that. Owen tells Beru shit's about to go down, and she's all like, it's okay, I got guns and stuff. And they home alone the shit out of this place. They tell Luke, hey, it's like the Tuscans, and so go hide. And I'm like, racist much?
Yeah.
Just
Maybe they're an aggressive tribe.
that's what the white people say.
I'm not saying they're not aggressive because Owen decided to take their land to farm.
Just saying.
I'm just saying they're being aggressive.
I would be pissed though.
And for any child needs a ghost story
Right.
to scare them into doing what they're told.
Plus,
That-
they can't tell him about the Force yet.
And that's for another podcast. All right.
You're not going to be like, hey, Luke, the Sith are coming. Who?
Could have been
The boogeyman.
Hey, look, Crate Dragon's going to eat us. We got to run.
The Nemoidians are coming. Also racist. Like, there's no way that it's not
The
racist.
Gungans are here. Fuck.
So we should just get popcorn? Like,
But you know who's coming? Reva's coming, and she's kind of upset. Meanwhile, on a rock moon, Kenobi and Vader confront each other. And look, I could make jokes and quips, but look, it's epic.
Yeah.
It's one of the better lightsaber fights in the series. There are rocks flying and smashing into each other. There's high grounds. There's low grounds. And
The rocks hitting Vader is one of my favorite moments because it looks like Vader's just going, please stop. I'm done.
oh!
I'm telling.
And it ends very much in an epic way, proving that Vader is still the learner and Obi-Wan's the master. Obi-Wan leaves Vader wounded. Back on Tatooine, Reva is attacking the Lars homestead, and Owen and Beru are doing their best, but let's face it, they're moisture farmers and not Jedi. So they send Luke to run in the desert and hide in Beggar's Canyon. Reva takes chase where she finds him and uses the Force to dislodge a rock that he's standing on, knocking him out. Then she's about to kill him, but realizes that he's got to be in the rest of the Star Wars trilogy. She gets a vision of the Jedi Purge and Darth Vader, so she sees her younger self in place of Luke. Obi-Wan, sensing the danger, rushes to Tatooine, and the shuttle lands at the Lars homestead, where Brew and Owen are desperately searching for Luke. Reva shows up with the unconscious child. She gives him back to Lars and talks with Obi-Wan. Reva says she's a failure, but Obi-Wan's light reassures her and says, hey, look, you brought peace and honor by showing mercy, so all is good. She puts down her double-bladed lightsaber, proving that she and Obi-Wan are both free. Over at Vader's castle, Vader tells his master, the Emperor, in case you forgot, that he's got probes looking for Kenobi. The Emperor tells that the obsession with Obi-Wan is a problem and it's made him weak. Vader reassures him that he serves only him. Wink. You can't see him wink because of the
Either way,
Well, because he replaced his helmet. Otherwise, you could have seen him.
right,
wink.
right. I'm curious, like. I wonder if he's like Dark Helmet sometimes. I know that he just is like sticking his tongue out. Like, no, what, my lord? Obi-Wan makes a quick stop to Alderaan to give Leia back to Lola and reconnect with her. Kenobi tells Bail that they can turn to him for help, but reminds them that they need to be careful. There's still danger afoot. At the Lars Moisture Farm, Kenobi is getting around a lot this episode. He talks to Owen and accepts the fact that the boy should be able to grow up, and Owen and Brew can protect him. Owen lets Ben meet Luke, and then he's off back into the desert, where he's greeted by the ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn, who apparently they got work to do, and so they head into Beggar's Canyon for a new adventure. The end.
Yeah, this episode had the Lord of the Rings Return of the King endings, but I loved every single ending just like in Return of the King, so like I did not.
I liked half this episode. Like loved half of the episode. This was like,
yeah, we discussed.
Well, that's why we are now. We're discussing it here on the show.
Yeah, I still disagree.
Oh, absolutely, you always do. It's great.
So I'll let you introduce the argument because it's your argument.
No. Let's talk about what we liked about the show. I've just talked for a minute, so I'll let you guys to figure out. Let you know what you like.
I mean, obviously, the fight was everything we didn't know we needed.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
From
like top
from
5
them
easy.
neglecting, rightly so, to have Vader say something about having high ground.
Right.
When he because it was shot.
Yeah.
The camera shot
was,
bitch, I got the high ground now. But him not saying anything is just that level of Vader drama petty.
Right.
Because he's like, I know you know that I know that you know that I know that you know what I'm going to say. To then Obi-Wan, not rightfully so, saying, I'll show you what real power truly is, and killing him with half the planet, you know, just throwing a Wanda moment, just absolutely just wrecking him.
Like the way he underestimates Obi-Wan, once he's like under the rocks, he's like, okay, I won, see ya, and Obi-Wan's
I'm sorry,
like,
did you forget the 20 years of the Clone Wars?
Obi-Wan's like I'm not done.
Yeah. The other thing that actually was brought to my attention, I didn't even think about it until yesterday or the day before. I was talking to somebody. So like episode part 1 or 2, where we first see Anakin, not Vader, but we see Anakin getting the suit on and everything. It did not occur to me that he didn't have that cut that we see. In Return.
Yeah, that we see
when
where
he
the cut
finally
comes
takes his
from.
helmet off,
right?
Luke, and he's got that.
Yep.
Didn't even think about it until somebody was like, "Yeah," and then he takes that slash.
Yep.
And he's got that
the overhead cut.
And I was like, "Oh,
yep,
that's a cool detail I missed." So I mean, I enjoyed that.
Make yourself at home.
I enjoyed the very, very, very obvious spin-off reference.
Yeah, I like
from Ice Cube going, I'm just getting started. Spin-off starts.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, come on. So it's like, is it going to be him and Reva spinning off together? Or are they
I
gonna
think
have
it
different
probably
spin-offs?
it might be it, and also we'll get Haja because
because why have Kumail for that role?
Yeah.
Like, why have O'Shea or Kumail for those
roles.
roles if they're not something more important later?
And so I like that. I like the fight. I like the at the end when he's talking to Leia and he like references Padme and Anakin.
Yeah.
Like that's a powerful moment.
I like the Alderaan scene a lot. I really like the Alderaan scene.
The only thing I don't like about the Alderaan scene, and it's not just that one, it's all of them, is that and we've talked about it when we first saw Alderaan, is it's so Star Trek-y.
Yeah, it looks like a Federation planet.
It absolutely is just like...
Alderaan is definitely a Federation world.
I don't mind that it's a Federation world.
I don't either.
I'm like
like,
waiting
show
for
the flag in the background,
I'm
am I
waiting
right?
for Chris Pine to go through a tunnel underwater.
Well,
with
I want
the
Anson Mount.
Enterprise.
Because it's a peaceful
Pike's
war.
my captain
Well,
right now.
because it's supposed Alderaan is supposed to be this peaceful society that's basically founded, that's basically perfect, and that's why they're the perfect
You
point
said that it
for.
reminded me of something. The gift of the holster, perfect.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, it doesn't have a blaster in it.
Mm-hmm.
Alderaan's peaceful. We have no weapons.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
We just have holsters.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
well, she has to have a place to hold Lola now.
Yeah.
So. I thought that was cute.
But-
Look and fly.
Yeah. So like,
But no, she doesn't have to. Now she,
Yeah,
she can,
sometimes-
she can now ride.
it's got to be.
I mean, you can walk, but you also
Yeah.
like to drive your car.
sometimes it's got to be. It's got to be. It's got to be in battery saver mode sometimes.
Yeah. Well, sometimes batteries are not included.
That's a good
4 people in the country will get that.
I'm one of them though.
But I mean, I liked a lot. I like where they take Reva's character, because I think there's stuff that she still had to deal with at the end of Part 5 still, and I think this does deal with that. And I think it also helps with Obi Wan's story, because that's really what she's there for. She's there to
Right.
boost his story.
Well, it definitely gives us the blueprint of where he ends up in Episode 4, in the next 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Yeah.
go. You're ready to.
Yeah,
No,
he's ready.
Okay, so I like about half of this episode.
Right.
I like really love half this episode. I think the confrontation between Obi-Wan and Vader is near about perfect. Rocks and all are fun. The lightsaber fight's fun and epic. I even like Vader showing off his "I can stop your lightsaber with the Force" stuff like he did to Reva, which is a new thing for Vader, because he never did that in the movies, because it just wasn't thought of, and now it's like a badass. I hope he, like, every time we see him, he does something like that.
Yeah.
So it adds to a style,
Right.
which I think he kind of needs.
Mhm.
That whole thing, the first of all, he's got to figure out something to do with his helmet, because Obi-Wan gets this side, and now after I rewatched the fight yesterday when I was writing the synopsis. And then after I watched the fight, I went and watched
Twilight.
Twilight the Apprentice, the fight from Ahsoka, and
It's like, no, he did not watch Twilight.
I was watching because I want sparkly vampires, and so I watched, and so the other side gets
Yep.
hit
Yeah.
on that one. So I was like, and I'm like, he might want to build this out of Beskar. I'm not sure.
I mean, with the way it flares out, he might just. I mean,
Yeah.
are his neck muscles up to speed?
The Force? I don't know. I just I do like my favorite part of the whole episode, though, is Obi-Wan and Anakin confronting each other.
Mhm.
Right.
And
Because that's what we were promising.
right, and there's something goosebump and haunting about hearing Vader's labored breathing.
Oh,
yeah.
Did that
and hearing Hayden talk without the
without the modulator,
Yeah.
but the iconic labor breathing,
The
like
wheezing.
the
Yeah.
wheezing from Jedi.
Yeah.
When
Yep.
you know he's, because you're like, oh, that killed him the last time we really saw
Right.
this, and so okay,
So
all right.
Obi-Wan
so
could have ended him here if he wanted to.
Oh, absolutely.
Vader could have entered Obi-Wan too.
Yeah.
So it's like they both have that problem.
Yeah.
They both have a specific armor right now that.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Well,
But
but
yeah.
yeah.
But that
Better
aside,
than Beskar.
Well, I think it's also because he's still dealing with that whole, I don't want to kill my brother.
I don't think we needed, and it's fine that it's in there. I don't think Anakin needed to give Obi-Wan absolution
Right.
over,
No.
so to make the certain point of view line
Yeah.
work.
I agree.
I agree.
I-
I'm glad. I'm fine that it's there. I'm
don't,
glad it's there.
I
but
don't hate it,
yeah.
but I'm not like I was
didn't
like
need it.
I was like, it's
But it gets like that meme.
It
I
seems
sent-
forced.
I
Yeah.
sent y'all that meme. It's like it literally gives Obi-Wan that. It's like,
Justification.
Bitch, that's what your dad told me.
right.
Yeah.
Dad, yeah, he's literally
That's
literally,
the point of view I'm coming
coming from. He's like-
well, but then they are. So you really want Vader's point of view as your
As your argument.
Hill you're gonna die on. Okay.
So that aside, let's talk about what I don't like, and that's the other half of the story. Again, Reva's a fine character, but This seems like it just gave her something to do, and to fill out the episode.
I actually agree with you.
It really feels like filler, and so yes, there are some points that are happening in it, but were they necessary for this story? And I don't think so. I think they're necessary for her story.
I think they're also necessary for Obi-Wan's.
Sure. I'll
let you have your.
But I think her redemption and stuff could have happened in the other show.
Mm-hmm.
If she's going to go to that other show, her story arc should have ended at 5.
I agree with that.
But-
Seeing her stabbed,
Right.
but seeing the hollow,
Right.
but not knowing this whole episode,
Right.
we would have been like, what is happening?
Right. And then,
from a story, I agree.
right. From a writing standpoint, it's like it create the excitement. If she would have done something, if the whole scene was worth more than just her walking into the Mars moisture farm and kind of being mildly inconvenienced by Owen and Beru, and get Luke's punk ass to run because he can't see a lightsaber or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like Anakin and Grievous in Clone Wars. Like they did everything they could to make sure they didn't see each other, so that one line could make sense.
Right.
And so Star Wars does this, and I think Star Wars does this badly. There was no oomph to it. After the front load of the oomph we got, and it just plateaus so softly, and it's just like,
I think she was.
The air was out of it.
I mean, I don't hate it,
No, I don't either.
but I do agree with that point of view that it could have had more impact later.
Right, something.
If we just ended her at 5. However, like the only devil's advocate or the reason I can maybe think to that she did is because we needed to. I'm glad we got Owen and Beru are badasses.
Yeah.
Like not.
Yeah.
They're not commando badasses, not bad batch.
No,
but they can hold their own in their setting.
So my
'cause
new
we had to see.
So and after all of the stuff we've done with Boba Fett and all the world building they've done with the Tuskens,
Right.
You don't want them murdering Tuskens
Right.
that are coming, and all of a sudden
Right.
they're actually bad guys.
right.
So we had to have something. We had to have a reason to have Joel and Bonnie show up.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm glad they had that scene, just because it gave us more of those two.
I just wish it wasn't so lame. It was. It was.
Okay.
It was.
I mean, yeah.
There was. I mean,
Yeah.
no.
No. I'll let you finish.
I mean, lame in comparing to what we got.
Yeah.
So they front load the mid act of Act 1 and most of Act 2 with this epic lightsaber fight, and then you finish 3 with just kind of mild inconvenience. And it's, I mean, look, there could be story points, whatever.
Yeah.
But just from the exciting standpoint of just entertaining television,
Act 3, you got to slow down anyways.
you can
To a degree.
You have to start down, but it's
Yeah.
like roller coaster down and it doesn't go back
It's
up.
almost like the whole third act was epilogue, and we didn't get a third act.
Right. It's just like
that could have been either the prologue to something else or I don't know.
they could have tied. I think they could have tied both of them in a little better, edited them both a little. It needs a.
The other thing I wonder, so the Falcon makes 0.5 past light speed. It's one of the fastest hunks of junk in the
Sure.
galaxy, right? We know that it is very fast. But it takes them how long to get from Tatooine to Alderaan in A New Hope?
Like 10 minutes.
Okay, it's sure in movie time.
Right.
But, I mean, Han's in the back chilling, like, probably taking a nap, eating, like, and
I think
in
the
the
radio
role-playing
drama kind of
game,
covers it, but
in the role-playing game, like, there's a whole thing. But I love when plot's involved. The distance means nothing.
Well, that's always been
that's
Star Wars.
always
And that's why
because that's why
I'm
Star Wars
saying,
physics.
When I get a spaceship with a hyperdrive,
Right.
I'm going to need it to go point plot past light speed.
Yeah.
Because I will be anywhere instantaneously.
But that was my thing about Reva. I'm
and
excited.
I'm
Excited to see her in the path. I can't wait to whatever. I will watch it. I'm just like,
Yeah, and I will disagree, but I will not like take away those valid feelings that you have about it, because that's your.
I love him. He's like, you get to keep your feelings.
You're not on a like. I feel like you should be laying down on the daybed right now. How do you feel about Reva?
I mean, because
She's fine.
we can all have different points of view on the. At the end of the day, of how we feel about the
That's
movie.
the name of this episode.
Word.
Points of view.
A certain points of
Yeah.
view.
Points of view. A certain points of
I-
view.
I-
Like
I-
make it a singular
yeah.
plural just because reasons.
I just personally think that it's less about Reva because she's still an antagonist, a secondary character. It's Obi Wan that's really the point of that stuff, because that fight happens at the same time as the Obi Wan fight. The rest of that doesn't happen. The only thing that happens after Obi Wan and Vader is Obi Wan getting to Tatooine and picking up and finding Luke. Well, finding. Well, he doesn't even find them. Reva comes back by then.
Right. I think if Obi-Wan had gone out
So-
there to them, it
Right.
would have made more impact.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I can agree
Obi-Wan
with
doesn't
that.
even save the day. She saves her own day.
Yeah.
Well, because
I guess that's what you do now.
Because she had. I mean, while you can say that could happen later, we are not guaranteed that there's another show.
No, not.
So they had to finish the arc one way or
but,
the other
but
to
no.
because there's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee of a show, but there's guarantee of a comic book or a novel or something.
Well, there isn't though.
There's.
I mean,
they'll
there isn't a guarantee.
So somebody on Facebook said they couldn't wait for the sequel, to this, and I said, I know exactly. It comes out in 1977.
Yep.
All you have to do is wait, and it comes out, and you'll be able to see.
They
the
did.
sequel.
They did write them out a good loophole out of that though, so they could.
With what Obi Wan being able to just go where he wants now.
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
He's like Owen. You're like, hey, you protect him now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that gives you free
Yeah.
reign to do whatever
yeah.
now.
And also like,
Which is
if there
good.
is I guess the question. I guess we can talk about what would hypothetically if they make a season 2.
Uh-huh.
What would we like to see?
Well, I think there needs to be at some point a little bit more interaction between Ben and Luke, because Luke calls like
He knows him as the neighbor
he
that
knows him
he
about
see-
it as a crazy old hermit.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he knows him as, but he also has talked to him. Like he knows that man.
Yeah.
He's looking forward
Yeah.
to going.
He talks
to
He's
to
almost
that.
like the neighbor Wilson from Home Improvement. He knows about him, but like,
Well, but I think he's talked
he's
to
also
him.
talked to him in the Obi-Wan comic, right? I didn't read the Obi-Wan comic.
so in the Obi-Wan comic,
He did
no.
read
So in the 2 issues that have come out of that, no, we haven't seen any of that. But there's also the Star Wars 2015, which have the Journal of Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
There's a few issues that are just Obi-Wan's perspective. No, he saved Luke a couple times. Saved him from a crate dragon.
And I knew that one.
And also from some of Jabba's guys, because there was a drought one year, and Jabba was like, "Take everybody's water."
Now I want season.
How do you get a
2.
drought in a desert? By the
I
way,
want season 2 to literally just be an entire 6-episode arc of Ewan McGregor learning how to do the crate dragon howl.
yeah.
Like
I-
the first episode, he's fighting one and he tries to scare it off and it doesn't work. And then
Yeah.
episode 2, he starts skinning it. Like,
Yeah, because Ewan's already come out and said he'd be glad to come back for more.
And Disney's ready to
Yeah.
backthrow that dump throat that money.
Make money.
I would personally like to see kind of we got a little bit of it, but I would like to see more of it of the contemplative Obi-Wan actually training now again. Because how does he go from, all right, I've dealt with a lot of my PTSD, I still have it,
Right.
but how do I go from this to what I am in
To
episode
the
4?
wisdom of.
And they left it to where we can just assume that happens. They did a
Yeah.
good job where
It's
I
not-
don't need that
There's
show.
nothing that's needed.
No, it's all about want. I'll
It's-
tell you, personally,
And I would like to see Qui-Gon training Obi-Wan.
I would honestly, I would take Obi-Wan dealing, talking about his PTSD, dealing with Satine.
Yes, and that's something that I know a lot of people.
I need a Mando
There's a lot of people.
tie-in.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in my friend circle that were upset that Satine was not even referenced, let alone. Although some people took away the Padme line in episode 2 as a Satine reference, but no, that's a Padme reference.
Yeah.
Well, it should be like this.
But
one
it could be viewed as both because I did go back, but
Yeah.
From a certain point,
he's going to go back to Mandalore, and there's going to be, yeah, no, that's my nephew. Looks just like him.
yeah.
I'm all for
Are
that.
you Corky Kenobi? Are you Corky Kenobi?
I am all for that.
Yeah, because there's the Corky Kenobi theory.
Corky could.
So there's a theory that Corky is Satine and Obi-Wan's love child.
I'm gonna ask because I'm missing. Who's Corky?
That's the one that claims to be Satine's nephew in some of the Clone Wars arcs.
Okay, I see it.
That's the blonde hair, the dirty blonde. That's almost like Obi-Wan hair color, which is part of the theory.
Corky?
Yeah, his name is Corky.
So every time I think of
That's
Corky,
the one. That's the one.
We're
Yeah.
of a different generation, Scotty.
So
when we hear Corky,
Yeah.
I think of Life Goes On.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
don't.
but-
Murphy Brown.
But
wasn't she Corky the
Oh,
blonde?
Corky, the blonde was
Yeah.
Corky. Yeah.
Corky in Clone Wars is the one that's during the episode where Ahsoka and those students find out about the corruption on Mandalore.
Oh yeah. God.
Yeah. And so
Clone
There's
Wars
a-
is never my favorite, so
Yeah.
I'd like to see them, but it's
Yeah.
like
so he's
they don't stick.
Satine's nephew supposedly, but he can't be Bo-Katan's son because Bo-Katan is 16 in Clone Wars.
I mean, she could. It could be. Mandalore
But
could be
she would
Alabama.
have had to have Corky at like 1.
So
The math does not math.
math does not math.
You don't know how long a year is on Mandalore.
On that note, that's
Yeah.
actually I'm on one thing before we leave.
Okay.
I want to show you this. If I can find it real quick.
Is it safe for work?
Yeah, it is.
Damn
So, San Diego Comic-Con's coming up,
Yep.
and
Isn't it technically always coming up?
technically,
Except for the 3
It's
days
just-
that it's
yeah,
happening, but
yeah.
then next year's is coming up.
Well, it's close.
So Hasbro's doing this they're doing a really neat set for Comic-Con. We think it's for Comic-Con, but it's the Mandalorian. It's called the Rescue Set, and so it's the end of season 2, and it comes with a Mandalore. It comes with a Mandalorian and a Dark Trooper, but then it comes with like Grogu with little Grogu handcuffs and
and that's what you want.
and right and Moff Gideon with his
the darksaber.
So there's the picture of it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
It's just like he's so adorable as a prisoner.
Speaking of Hasbro sets, so I heard that they did not succeed in their most recent.
the Reva
the
saber.
Reva saber.
No,
which
the Reva saber did not do well.
Which is unfortunate because I want to be able to helicopter swirl a
Right.
lightsaber.
Oh.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
sabercopter.
I'm just gonna go with that.
Sabercopter.
Um,
Jeez, y'all are.
One day you'll be able to.
have you not hung out with us for?
I have, but come
2
on,
years now.
come on here. We're talking Star Wars. We're talking Star Wars.
I got Steph in the back who's trying not to say anything at all.
Focus
That
up.
was like, you can't helicopter swing? Poor dude.
Focus up.
If you're trying to picture Caleb just helicopter swinging anything.
Look, focus up.
We are. You're our
Hey,
focus now.
you know what? You do you, bud. You do you. Speaking of lightsabers,
Sabercopter. I should have said that.
did no, you were good.
No, I make noises,
I'm
it's
with it.
fine.
I'm with it. Ewan does.
Speaking of, we saw that. Did we talk about last time that Kanan got his?
Yeah, Kanan's
Yep.
like so now I have to get to Disney so I can get Kanan Saber.
We didn't talk about it last time because it didn't happen until after.
Yeah, it happens between
Because it was after we talked about that. Like, that's why, like, Taika still
yeah.
Yep.
that like that's the goal now.
Yeah.
I want
Yep.
to be in a show with a cool enough saber or a cool enough character that they make a replica saber.
Absolutely.
Can I be like, if I shave, can I be like a younger version of Kanan? Because then I'm Caleb as Caleb.
Yep. Absolutely.
I just don't know if I don't think I'd work as his master.
Wow, it
Deborah
doesn't
Polo.
go well.
But you are one sexy beast.
And I'm betting you're excited. Going back to Hasbro, you're excited about the Black Series Obi Wan Jabim that they're
Yeah,
coming
he
out
looks
with.
pretty cool. He looks pretty cool.
They got the hood and everything.
Yeah, he looks pretty cool. I'm more excited about that. I saw that baby Grogu.
Yeah, there's so many good
baby
things.
Yoga in the handcuffs. I'm like, oh, that's fun.
They're making a Ned B.
Yeah, they're making a Ned B. Ned B's coming out.
Need
So
Ned B.
We'll have him at the
That's
shop.
his- that's his
So
Which one's that?
he's the robot.
He's the hammer droid.
Hammer droid.
Oh,
yeah, it doesn't talk.
The one that's ready to beat some stormtroopers.
Yeah, the one's like, this is my pipe wrench.
I hope he comes with a pipe wrench. Yeah, but the Reva,
Yeah,
but
I'm
the Reva Saber didn't hit.
It still has a day left,
Yeah,
but it's not. It's
got
not
like
looking good.
like $3,000, three more people to hit. No, 3,000 more people to get.
Yeah, it's not looking
On the
good.
flip side, on the GI Joe side of the HasLab stuff, they've made a 6-inch version of the Cobra Hiss or so classified series. So it's huge and it has LED lights and everything. It funded. They needed 8,000 people. Funded in like 2.5 hours.
Wow.
And so they're
So GI Joe's definitely.
yeah, they figured it out.
You didn't get the. We got to find somebody with the book and run us a game.
I've got the book.
You got the book?
I've got it.
We need somebody.
I'm
To
gonna get
run
somebody right now.
And I now have all the books for Grim Hollow, so I can run that.
What
I
is
don't
Grim
know what
Hollow
that
is?
It's
Is that Stranger Things?
it's sort of
That's the upside down.
it's take Ravenloft but make it darker and more Lovecraftian with some of the creatures.
I got you.
And
That sounds
you can
heavy.
also transform into creatures yourself because you can become a lich.
I got tentacles.
You can, you can become
I
an
got
abomination.
tentacles.
Yeah.
If I were a deep one, blah 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 blah
I've
blah
got
blah
tentacles.
blah.
I'm going to Japan.
Tentacles, tentacles. No, there is a Lovecraft version of Fiddler on the Roof called Shoggoth on the Roof, and those were the two songs I just sang.
Wow.
Okay.
So, guys, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We finished Obi Wan days. We'll go back to my Star Wars Live eventually,
And then
Andor.
Andor.
We need a name for the Andor show. Andor
The Andorian?
days.
Andor days.
Andor days.
Like end of days, but Andor days.
I
Andor
like it.
days.
This is Sky saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours, and may the force be with you.
I knew you were going to say that.
I have spoken.
This is the way.